It's almost here. You're about to witness history in real time. And most people have no idea what's about to take place. This October doesn't play nice. It's not just a season, it's a turning point. If you've been planting good seeds, you're about to see results. If you've been careless, October doesn't let anyone escape the harvest. And in just days, one of the most anticipated sky events of the entire year will make sure nobody walks away unchanged. But that's only the surface, because starting tomorrow, this month will target one specific group of people. This week isn't random, it's aimed directly at the chosen ones. While the world shrugs it off as just another week, the ones carrying real light will feel it like an alarm in their bones. The conjunction, the supermoon, the strange pressure building in the air, it all sharpens against the chosen. Others will feel restless, distracted, confused. But the chosen, they'll be pushed, pulled, tested. It's not punishment, it's a signal flare. And here's the twist. This pressure isn't here to break you. It's here to separate you. Because before the week is done, the line between the watchers and the awakened will be impossible to ignore. Every reward demands a test. On October 6th, the moon stands shoulder to shoulder with Saturn, and that alignment is no coincidence. Saturn has always been the planet of boundaries, lessons, and accountability, the one that asks, are you ready to carry the weight of what you've asked for? This isn't just another transit. It's the gatekeeper standing in your way before the harvest moon unlocks its light. Think of it like a final exam. You've been preparing without realizing it, and now Saturn pushes you into the spotlight. Some will feel the weight as pressure, delays, or even old fears rising to the surface. But those moments aren't here to punish you. They are here to prove you. The gatekeeper never moves aside for free. It only opens when you show you've learned what you were meant to learn. This is why so many will feel tested this week. Choices will feel heavier. Responsibilities will demand attention. But for the ones who step through, the supermoon's energy won't just light up the sky, it will light up the path forward. Saturn doesn't deny you. It demands that you earn it. The harvest moon doesn't just rise, it arrives to collect. On October 7th, the sky explodes with one of the most awaited events of the entire year, the Harvest Supermoon. This isn't just a full moon. It's the biggest, brightest, and most commanding of the season. And it doesn't just illuminate the night, it exposes everything that has been building inside you. They call it the Harvest Moon for a reason. What you've sown, what you've nurtured, and what you've quietly carried is now ready to be revealed. Some will see their manifestations bloom in ways they never expected. Others will feel the weight of what they neglected to tend. But no one escapes its glow. This isn't about vague energy or simple mood swings. It's about results, the kind of results that shake your confidence or finally give you the breakthrough you've been waiting for. The kind of results that make you realize October isn't just another month, it's a reckoning. The harvest moon doesn't ask what you wanted. It delivers what you've earned. The seeds you forgot you planted are the ones that surprise you the most. October isn't just showing you a bright supermoon in the sky. It's bringing a wave of manifestation energy that is impossible to ignore. The Harvest Supermoon charges the first week of the month with an almost magnetic pull, drawing out what you've been carrying inside, whether you've been conscious of it or not. Think back to the last few months. Every choice, every effort, every small act of kindness or discipline, they didn't just vanish into thin air. They've been gathering momentum, rooting beneath the surface. And now, with this supermoon, It's as if the soil finally splits open and reveals the fruit. You might suddenly find doors opening, opportunities appearing, or relationships shifting in your favor, not because they came out of nowhere, but because you planted those seeds long ago. But here's the twist. The harvest doesn't discriminate. If you've been sowing doubt, neglect, or fear, this week may reveal that too. That's why so many people are caught off guard during harvest moons. It shows you exactly what you've been growing, even if you didn't realize it. So when this week feels like a sudden wave of synchronicity, a burst of clarity, or even an unexpected confrontation, remember, this is the hidden manifestation. The results may shock you, but they are also proof that nothing you've been through was wasted. The harvest doesn't just give you what you asked for, it gives you what you've earned. You're both the sower and the reaper. The harvest moon isn't only about what happens in the sky, it's about what happens inside you. There is a powerful archetype at play here, one that lives within every person, the harvester. It is the part of you that knows patience, that knows discipline, and that knows how to recognize when the time is right to collect. This week, that archetype is activated. You'll notice it in subtle ways: the sudden urge to clear your space, the instinct to tie up loose ends, the feeling that you can finally see patterns clearly, like puzzle pieces snapping into place. These aren't coincidences, they're your inner harvester reminding you that cycles are real and that your life moves in seasons just as much as nature does. And here's what makes it powerful. When you step into this archetype consciously, you no longer feel like life is happening to you. You feel like you are standing in rhythm with something much bigger. The harvester doesn't panic when a storm comes because they know what has been planted will survive. The harvester doesn't cling to what is gone because they trust the next cycle will bring more. This week is a mirror. It's asking you, will you embody the harvester within, or will you ignore it and let the season pass you by? Because once the moon fades, the window closes, and what isn't gathered may be lost until the next cycle. The harvest archetype isn't about waiting for blessings. It's about claiming what is already yours. The harvest moon doesn't arrive quietly. It overwhelms you on purpose. The first week of October isn't designed to feel calm. It isn't meant to let you drift through your days as if nothing is happening. Instead, it floods you with emotions, with demands, with unexpected opportunities, with conflicts you thought were buried. Everything seems to arrive at once, stacking on top of each other until you feel like there's no way to process it all. And that is exactly the point. Think about it. When life overwhelms you, it exposes what you've been avoiding. The Harvest Supermoon doesn't want you to tiptoe around your challenges. It wants to push them all into the open so you can't look away. That sudden argument, that unexpected bill, that surge of creativity or opportunity that feels too big to handle, none of it is random. It's overload by design. And here's the secret. Overload forces breakthroughs. Pressure isn't there to destroy you, it's there to shape you. Diamonds are only created under extreme force, and the same is true here. The universe piles things on now because it knows you're ready to see what you're truly capable of. Yes, it will feel like too much. Your emotions may spike. Your responsibilities may clash. Even your body might feel it, with restlessness, exhaustion, or bursts of nervous energy. But hidden in that chaos is clarity. When you're overloaded, you stop overthinking and start acting. You discover what matters because you don't have time to waste on what doesn't. The harvest doesn't test you with silence. It tests you with noise, chaos, and pressure. And in that storm, your strength is revealed. So if this week feels like you're juggling too much, don't see it as punishment. See it as proof that you've reached the threshold. The overload is not here to break you. It's here to make sure you break through. Authority will knock at your door this week, not to crush you, but to test if you'll answer with fear or with truth. When the moon brushes against Saturn, authority doesn't stay in the shadows. It steps forward, directly into your life. This can come in ways that feel personal. A boss demanding more than usual, a parent or elder pressing their expectations, a teacher or mentor setting a stricter standard, or even laws and systems making themselves impossible to ignore. It can be subtle, like a quiet disapproval or a sudden new responsibility dropped on your lap, or it can be loud, like an outright challenge, a confrontation that makes you feel cornered. But no matter how it shows up, the energy carries the same question. Will you bow, or will you stand firm? Saturn doesn't hand out authority lightly. It embodies it. When you feel that pressure this week, it's not random and it's not punishment. It's a deliberate test of backbone, of whether the light you're claiming under the harvest moon can actually withstand external control. Saturn plays the role of the gatekeeper again, but this time, instead of guarding your inner growth, it's testing your outer resilience. Can you hold your ground when someone in a position of power tries to press against it? Here's what makes this moment so critical. Many chosen ones will surprise themselves. You may discover that you simply cannot obey blindly anymore. A command that once would have made you fold will now spark something inside you, an inner refusal that says, "No, this doesn't align with who I am anymore." That resistance isn't rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's a sign of alignment. The soul can no longer bow to authority that contradicts truth. True authority isn't about who commands you. It's about who you refuse to betray within yourself. Of course, the confrontation may feel uncomfortable. Some will feel tension in the workplace, pressure in their homes, or subtle intimidation in social spaces. But remember, this isn't meant to break you. Saturn's weight exists to harden your resolve, to force you into a choice that shows you what you're made of. When you're pressed, your real shape is revealed. This is the moment when many chosen ones realize authority isn't just external, it's internal. If you can master your own fears, impulses, and doubts, then no external boss, law, or figure can truly command you. The confrontation, then, is less about them and more about you. Saturn is asking, will you trade your inner freedom for outer approval? Or will you anchor yourself so deeply in your own truth that no external force can shake it? The strongest spine is forged under the weight of authority. This week, don't be surprised if someone tries to pull rank on you. Don't be shocked if rules feel tighter, harsher, or more suffocating. And don't mistake it for the universe punishing you. See it for what it really is, a rite of passage, a cosmic test to see if you're ready to step into the light of the harvest moon not as a follower, but as someone who has earned their own authority. This isn't just another week on the calendar, it's a trial by fire that will decide how the rest of October unfolds. The first week of October is not light, not casual, and certainly not random. It has the unmistakable feel of a stage being set. The moon collides with Saturn like a cold hand pressing down on your chest, reminding you of limits, responsibilities, and the weight of choices you've avoided. Then, barely a day later, the Harvest Supermoon explodes into fullness, bathing the sky in light so massive it refuses to be ignored. These two energies back-to-back are not accidental. They form a gateway, a test, and a revelation, and how you move through it will shape everything that comes after. Saturn strips away illusions. It exposes the parts of you that still hide behind excuses, fears, or borrowed authority. If you've been procrastinating on stepping into your role, Saturn is the voice that says, no more delay, no more pretending. And then the harvest moon comes in, not to scold, but to illuminate. It shines directly on what you've planted in past months, the choices, the habits, the energy you've put into the world. You can't hide the harvest. It shows itself whether you're ready or not. October doesn't ask you who you want to be. It shows you what you've already chosen to become. For some, this reckoning feels heavy, almost like standing in front of a cosmic mirror that reveals everything at once. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your triumphs, your flaws. For others, it feels like sudden acceleration, opportunities showing up, manifestations appearing, rewards finally dropping into your lap. But the truth is, both are happening together. That's what makes this week so intense. You are confronted and rewarded, challenged and blessed, restricted and illuminated. And your reaction to this duality is what sets the tone for the rest of the month. If you collapse under Saturn's test, October may feel like a chain, dragging you deeper into struggle. But if you face it head-on, if you accept the pressure as sharpening rather than punishment, then the supermoon's light becomes a reward rather than a burden. It becomes fuel, a push that accelerates you into the very reality you've been waiting to create. Breakdowns and breakthroughs are twins. Which one you experience depends entirely on your response. The first week is October's reckoning. It decides whether you walk into the rest of the month carrying fear or carrying fire. It decides whether the harvest you reap becomes nourishment or a weight. The moon and Saturn are not giving you a casual opening act. They are handing you a choice. Will you fold under the fire, or will you let it refine you into the person this month is demanding you become? Because here's the truth. October doesn't bend for anyone. It sets the terms. But how you play those terms, how you rise or fall in this first week, is what determines whether the rest of October feels like punishment or destiny. The Halloween season doesn't begin on the 31st. It begins the moment October's first week opens its gates. When most people think of October, they picture costumes, carved pumpkins, and a single night of playful fear. But the truth is far deeper and far more spiritual. The very first week of October is when the shadow begins to move. The Harvest Supermoon of October 7th isn't just another full moon. It's the lantern that lights the path into the darker half of the year. Its glow is massive, unignorable, and it stretches its eerie light forward, setting the stage for everything that will unfold by Halloween. It's like the universe doesn't wait for the end of the month. It flips the switch right at the beginning, and the entire atmosphere changes. The October 6th Saturn conjunction plays a critical role in this shift. Saturn doesn't arrive with warmth, it arrives like a shadow at the edge of the light, reminding you of weight, structure, and consequence. In a way, Saturn is the whisper at the door, the creak of hinges as the spiritual gateway into the darker half of the year begins to open. It's not meant to scare you, it's meant to sober you, to make you realize that October isn't child's play, it's initiation. It's the start of a month where the veil between seen and unseen grows thinner by the day. It's as if October starts by whispering ghost stories in the sky, daring us to face what lurks in the light. This is what makes October so unique. It doesn't just deliver one theme, one event, or one climax at Halloween. Instead, it begins with a steady descent, a deliberate unmasking. The Harvest Supermoon floods everything with light, but that light doesn't just show beauty. It also reveals shadows, patterns, and truths you may have been trying to ignore. That's why this period feels so charged, almost unsettling, because light this bright doesn't let anything hide. But this isn't a season of doom. It's a season of truth. Masks start to crack. Pretenses fall away. By the time Halloween arrives, those who walked through the fire of Saturn's lessons and stood in the glow of the harvest moon will find themselves standing in a completely different skin, their real one. This is the process October demands, to peel away the false layers so that the authentic soul can stand fully revealed. October strips the costume before you ever get to wear it. And this is why the Halloween shadow has already arrived. It's not waiting for the 31st. It's here now, in the clash of Saturn and the blaze of the harvest moon. This is the true beginning of the shadow season, where light and dark dance together, where the veil grows thinner, and where your spirit is asked to choose. Will you keep hiding behind masks, or will you walk boldly, unmasked, into the rest of the month? Because October doesn't just haunt, it reveals. And the revelation always begins sooner than you expect. If you're awake when you shouldn't be, it means the sky is trying to tell you something. The first week of October doesn't just shape your days, it reaches into your nights. The Harvest Supermoon, one of the brightest of the entire year, refuses to let the world sink into complete darkness. Its light is so strong it pours through windows, across landscapes, even into your subconscious. For some, this brightness feels like insomnia creeping in. For others, it shows up as tossing and turning, sudden bursts of clarity at 3 a.m., or waking up with thoughts you didn't invite. You might think you're restless because of stress or coincidence, but what if the truth is simpler and stranger? What if the sky itself is shaking your natural rhythm awake? The Saturn conjunction just hours before the supermoon adds even more weight to this disruption. Saturn presses with its lessons like a stone on your chest, demanding reflection. Combine that with the radiant harvest moon, and you don't get peaceful dreams, you get alarms, wake-up calls, clarity that feels almost forced upon you. These aren't random disturbances, they are signals. Saturn says, face the truth. The moon says, illuminate the path. Together, they reach into your nights and make sure you can't just sleep through what's unfolding. Insomnia isn't always a problem, sometimes it's initiation. This is why so many people during supermoons report strange sleep cycles. The veil feels thinner at night. The body feels more alert. The mind more alive, even if the clock says it's midnight. Some wake up drenched in ideas. Others feel heavy, as if their soul is working overtime while the body lies still. And then there are the dreams, symbolic, exaggerated, sometimes unnervingly vivid. Pay attention to these, because October's first week isn't just shifting your schedule. It's opening a dialogue between you and the unseen. For the chosen ones especially, these sleep disruptions are not accidents. They act like coded signals. They shake you out of routine to show you what you've been missing. Waking up at the same time each night? That's not coincidence. It's alignment. It's as if the sky is pulling you into its rhythm, syncing your internal clock with the events happening above. The harvest moon doesn't just shine on the earth, it shines into your nervous system, into your spirit, lighting up what needs to be seen. October doesn't care about your schedule, it cares about your awakening. So if you find yourself staring at the ceiling, wide-eyed when you should be asleep, don't dismiss it. Don't write it off as caffeine, stress, or bad timing. Recognize it for what it is, a signal. The supermoon is talking. Saturn is demanding presence, and your soul is being kept awake because something wants your attention. The first week of October, make sure you don't drift unconsciously through it. It keeps you alert, aware, sometimes restless, because this is not a week meant for sleeping. It's a week meant for seeing. The moon wants to free you, but Saturn demands you prove you're worthy of freedom. This is where October gets complicated. Just one day before the supermoon floods the sky with its emotional light, Saturn has already planted its heavy hand on the week. The Moon-Saturn conjunction on the 6th isn't just a casual event, it sets the stage for a clash you'll feel deep inside. Imagine the soft glow of the moon, full of feeling, intuition, imagination, and then picture Saturn, cold, stern, unbending, demanding that you show discipline, structure, and respect for boundaries. These two forces don't naturally play well together, and when they press against each other, you're caught in the middle. This is the push and pull that defines the first week of October. Freedom versus duty, expansion versus restriction, emotion versus logic. You may feel like part of you wants to break free, to dive headfirst into the dreams and desires that the supermoon promises, while another part of you feels chained to responsibilities, to deadlines, to expectations that refuse to let go. It's not a contradiction, it's a necessary tension. Saturn doesn't stand in your way because it hates the light of the moon. It stands in your way to make sure that when the light comes, you're strong enough to carry it. Think of it like this. The moon opens the door, but Saturn guards it. If you want to walk through, you can't just be carried by emotions. You have to show Saturn that you've done the work, that you've faced your karma, that you're willing to take responsibility for the very blessings you're asking to receive. The light is beautiful, but without discipline, it will blind you instead of guiding you. This inner clash may show up in very real ways. You might feel torn between spending time dreaming and having to grind through real-world obligations. You may feel emotional highs followed by sudden heaviness. Some may even feel physical effects, tension in the body, pressure headaches, sudden fatigue, the sensation of being pulled in two directions at once. Don't mistake this for failure or imbalance. It's Saturn testing whether you can hold your ground in the middle of the pool. And here's the truth. Both forces are working for you, not against you. The moon brings the vision, the light, the energy of harvest. Saturn brings the discipline, the backbone, the grounding, to make sure you don't waste it. Together, they create a rare alignment, the emotional clarity to see what you want and the structure to actually make it real. The moon teaches you to dream. Saturn teaches you to endure. Only when the two clash do you discover if your dream is strong enough to survive reality. So if you feel stretched thin this week, don't resist it. The clash between light and discipline is forging something in you. It's shaping you to step into the harvest without losing yourself in the glow. It's proof that what you're carrying is worth the weight. When the tension feels heavy, remember this: pressure only comes to those carrying something valuable. If you feel stretched, it's because you're holding a future that not everyone is built to carry. The clash between Moon and Saturn is not here to break you, it's here to sharpen you. So take this week as proof that you're being trusted with more. More vision, more strength, more destiny. Walk through the doorway with your head high because the light is waiting for you, and this time, you'll be ready to hold it. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.